of requests to cover my helmet setup. So for starters, it's a hard-headed veterans level 3A ballistic helmet. I swapped out the rails with arc rails because I didn't like their proprietary M-lock mount, and it just didn't feel as solid. There's a Unity Tactical M-lock mount. I didn't necessarily want to go that route. I like the traditional peltor mounts. I like how they snap, and they're just really solid. I also swapped out the retention system inside the helmet with an opscore. I've got a counter pack that they sell on their website. There's also the same style on Amazon. Up front we have a Wilcox G24 mount with a Wilcox retention system. So it's on a lanyard. We've got the hard-headed veteran shroud because it's made out of billet aluminum and it felt pretty quality. I have a Wilcox shroud, and I didn't think it was necessary on this helmet. I have a bump helmet that I decided to put that on. Up front we have two PBS-14s on a pannobridge. I'd like to slap these tubes in a 1431 housing and then get a White Foss PBS-14 as a loaner. I may run that with a thermal on one eye just because I feel like I could benefit from having that, or just a Cody on my 1431 housing. That may be a good route because I want to have thermals on my face, not just on a gun. I've used this setup quite a lot to hog hunt, so I don't know, that's something that I wish I had. I've got a V-light that's IR. I've got a Unity Tactical Picatinny mount. I've got a Unity Tactical Picatinny mount with a Surefire X300 Vampire on here. That's the one that does both white light and IR. You can see that on camera, but not with the naked eye. All the patches on here are from Amazon, except for this one. I got it at Army Navy store. I sexually identify as an A10 Warhawk. I've got Peltor Gen 3 dual comms with gel cups. Really comfortable in my head. They stay cool. They're not. I don't like having hot headphones on my head in the Texas heat. It's not fun. I also have some fake opscore earpro that's snapping the helmet. The real ones are like $300, and I needed some iPro for airsoft. They want it to be full seal, and I also just hate wearing safety glasses with everything else on my face. So these don't bother me, and if I'm on the range, I get to pull the gaskets off, and I don't fog. I also lather them in anti-fog cat crap. That's the brand of the anti-fog. I like having peltors on the peltor arc rail mounts because you can hover them over your ears and still have comms, and you can hear everything just fine. But you can also turn them on. They have pretty good noise amplification, and they reduce the decibels enough to where you're not deaf, which is nice. The reason why I initially went with a pannobridge is because I first bought a single PBS-14, was running that for a while, hunting hogs, and then I decided to just buy another one. I was going to throw those in an NVG housing, and never did, because I like being able to take off a tube and loan it to somebody. So I think that when I finally do buy a dedicated housing, I should have an additional PBS-14 on hand. So it's a lot more fun to have people with you than to do it alone, I guess. I think that's boring. I love doing stuff at night. Got the regular hard-headed veterans padding inside set up for my head. It's really soft padding, it's really comfortable, but it does get hot, and they have a micro lattice padding system that is superior for heat. But I want to swap over to an opscore helmet. And I may do ballistic testing on this. I have seen a lot of people testing these helmets, and I just want to see for myself. A lot of people don't put anything on the inside of the helmet, which doesn't simulate realistic back force deformation. So I want to put this thing on a foam head on top of like a T-post, and therefore the force of the bullet striking the Kevlar pushes against the padding, against the foam head for realistic back force deformation. Because without any resistance on the inside, it can cave in a lot easier. And certain padding reduces back force deformation at different rates. That's why you're supposed to line the inside of your helmet with padding all around and not just have padding here and there and the other, because you can reduce back force deformation through more padding for full contact against your head. But yeah, I eventually plan on upgrading to an opscore maritime. I'm just looking for good deals on them because I don't want to pay full price. Every once in a while I'll find them for like $500 or $600 used and in good condition. So that's what I'm shooting for. We'll go ahead and take some footage outside, show you the light, because that's what my main video was. They got all these requests to do a breakdown. But yeah. Oh, all of these are IR reflective patches. The other ones aren't. So I thought that was cool. So here I've got a hollow sun laser unit. This is my high illuminator and laser, and I can change the focus of that beam. We're going to show that compared to this on IR. The surefire X300 Vampire. Oh, and Surefire Scout, that's white light though. It's like having a truck headlight on your head. It's actually pretty cool. Would I recommend this for fighting dudes in modern conflicts? Probably not. But for going on hog hunts and stuff, it's just fine. Oh, and here's the regular PVS 14 illuminator. That's like almost nothing. It's really just for indoors, I think. So, yeah. Oh, and we've got a Holosun 507C X2 on top, so I can passive aim on top of my LPVO and have daytime and nighttime capabilities. So, yeah. All right. I can do more in-depth breakdowns of why this and when, but if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them down below. A video coming out soon, which is an SR15 review. I would like to refine some of the footage and retake some of it because the audio and focusing was really bad. But yeah, stay tuned. I got more stuff coming up.